ready.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Welcome back to Just ADHD Girlies. I'm your host, Caroline.
And I'm Shannon.
And it's Coachella weekend, baby. Just kidding, it actually just ended. But...
and we weren't there. Or invited.
If I was there, I would not, being
I would
there? Not be good at it.
Oh. I don't even know how influencers do that. Good for them. There's a lot that goes into it that I don't think that the regular person thinks of.
No, so true. And they even talk about that. I follow the Canceled podcast, and they talk about how, uncomfortable it is, how long you're walking, how miserable, and it's in the desert. And people are wearing, trench coats. I'm like, is it cold?
Is it hot or is it cold?
I could not get a good read on, the weather at all.
Yeah. You're like, spaghetti strap dress.
Yes.
Snowsuit.
Yes.
Okay.
Or fur boots.
Yeah.
The fur boots that were, up to their knees, and I'm like, are you guys okay?
No. The answer is no.
Yeah, I don't think I'm... Well, I've actually... You've been to California. I've never been to California. So I don't even know what the weather is like.
It can be warmer. It just depends. I usually have been gone there in the summer, so it's warm.
Is it, windy? In the desert?
Not where I go. I haven't, per se, visited the deserts of California, but...
Yeah. I don't know.
I've been to Arizona. That's a dry heat.
Yeah. Colorado, it's so high that every time I've, gone there, I, puke my brains out. Because, the elevation is, here, I think it's, 1,000, maybe 2,000. There, it's, 6,000.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as, we land, I'm like... Vertigo. The vertigo is activated. But that reminds me, Kesha and Renee rap. Do you know her?
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
And they swapped the lyrics to F-U-P-P.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the truth.
That made me so happy because everybody's been like, oh, I don't want to wake up in the morning and feel like P. Diddy anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Slay.
Accurate.
Yeah.
So she was like, let me use this as an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's smart of her. PR.
Yeah. Honestly, all noticed that with, all of Coachella this year. Gwen Stefani was, the main girly.
Yeah.
And she brought on Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
Yeah. And you saw her perform the I'm Just a Girl.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so cool. She's, the original Just a Girl. She's literally... It wouldn't exist without Gwen.
No, it really wouldn't. I love her.
I love how she, channels that, energy too when she's performing.
It's a persona.
Yeah.
Did you? Isn't it Beyonce? Her
her
persona. It's Sasha.
Oh, Sasha Fierce. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was like, oh, it's just the name of my album. They're like, no, that's her. I'm like,
yeah, literally.
They call it multiple personalities.
Literally. They're well, they're celebrities, so it's fine.
They can have BPD. The other person have to go grippy sock vacation, but celebrity does it. It's fine.
Right. Oh, also, we switched seats.
Yeah.
hey,
we'll
over here.
See. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, right. Do you like it? I feel like it kind of fits my pink, and you're definitely more blues today. Or it's kind of like a blue.
It's purple.
Yeah. It's in the family.
It was red, and I dyed it because I got marker on it that was black, and I dyed it to be black.
That's the hoodie that
this is
I
the
remember.
One, the hoodless hoodie.
And what color? It was red.
It was like
the
a
lifeguard?
rusty.
Oh,
like a rusty red.
Oh, I remember that.
It was a really nice rust red.
Yeah, that's a hard one too.
Yeah, and I got black marker on it. I was like, oh, I'll just use this black dye.
Right.
It's
fine. Everything's fine.
I bought dye 3 different times from Amazon to re-dye it, the blackest black one or whatever.
Yeah.
I lose it every time, so it's still purple. It's whatever. Maybe next season.
I know you'll get your other one.
Yeah.
Honestly, beach hoodies, nothing compares. That's what I look for on Depop.
That's what I go. Oh, like traveling, different locations.
Places? Vintage merch from places.
That's cute.
I've gotten I think I got a Hard Rock cafe from Australia.
That's cool.
I've gotten I'm just
that's going on vacation without having to pay for it. Cool.
Thrifting vacation because you can't thrift that where we are locally. You're gonna get local beach stuff. You're not gonna get.
And no one likes the local beach.
Yeah, I don't want to wear that around.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you
if
don't,
you're from here, you know.
Good for you. If you know us well enough to know that, then good for you. And if you don't,
some people have the
even
cool
better.
beaches.
Yeah.
Like Newport Beach or I love that. merch.
Or like all the like the West Coast beaches.
Yeah.
Devastating. Devastating. Just floating diapers and cigarette butts in our ocean, but that's fine.
Oh my gosh. So that kind of reminds me, my kid brought home this, like, from school, she brought home this, like, what was it? Like Are You Smarter Than a fifth grader kind of thing? Yeah. And, but it was like questions back and forth. And one of them was like, which one's the largest ocean? And I was like, which one is the largest? And then I think it was Pacific. I already forgot. Mm. But me and Luke were like back and forth, like testing each other.
You're like, who's a bigger idiot? You're like, surprise, it's both of us.
Literally, it was like, what are the three? I think it's alienable, but I was like, what are the three alignable? Like, it was like, you mean alienable? And like, it was like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
what that is either.
The Constitution.
Public education. You see, like, that's how that is. Not that I'm against or for the public education.
Yeah.
Of anywhere, but I feel like the way that they teach you in public schools is to get you out of public schools, not actual retention of information. Because, like, if you ask me now, what's the Pythagorean theorem? Who's that? Who's she?
Who is she?
Yeah, who's she? It's like, everything I did, like, oh, you have to study for the SATs. Cool, I took them twice, picked the biggest one. Yeah. Didn't even go away to school. Well, I did for, like, a year.
Well, and I think it's interesting because what you're set to learn in that setting. So when I'm in that setting, like now that she's in the grade that she's in, I'm like, oh, I remember everything. But she gets out of it, and
for sure.
Because it's like a dump. Like we're taught to memorize in what we're in, and then we leave it.
And then you're done, and your brain just dumps it out. Yeah, no. For me, they also say that kids learn in the environments, or like they retain things that they're interested in, and they learn about things, and they really like deep dive into things that they care about the most. That's why like the Montessori system and like you know, I don't know. I just think that like if I could go back in time, not that
if I could turn back time,
we're gonna get a monetary flag. If I could go back and be like really push like my parents saying like, oh, this is what I want, but I think I'm gonna give that to give my kid that option. Be like,
same.
So what do you want?
We've because we did homeschooling during COVID for first and second, and well, some didn't. Some like had like just stayed and did like virtual. Like stayed in school. We took her out, but like we are definitely gonna always leave homeschool open to both of them. If they want homeschool, they can have it. If they don't want homeschool,
I think that'll be the option. I think that what we do, I'm like, if this is, do you want to do this? Yeah. Like right now, it's like I don't know. It just changes because it's like the curriculum's constantly changing. Like from what we went to school and we learned is like different from what they're learning now.
Well, and also what doesn't change is the most frustrating thing. Yeah. Like the traditional history is very frustrating to me because it's historically inaccurate. Yeah. It's not like really. It doesn't honor the indigenous culture of what happened to America, and to me that's where I we're like respect the curriculum, but don't take it all as...
But also, working in, the educational system for the brief time that I did, and, working in, an elementary or, the younger age setting, doing, certain things like math and, the way that they're supposed to set up problems, my brain almost, I just wanted to vomit. I just could not figure out. I was like... oh, blah plus blah equals whatever. And they're like, no, you gotta factor this out and then factor that out and then add the factors together. I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
And then the answer's totally different. Yeah. I'm like, how are you teaching them that this plus this equals, the wrong thing? I just think that we just, as a society, love to complicate things when we don't have to.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's also,
we just want to compete with other countries, I think.
I feel like at the beginning of every school year, they should, be, finding out if each student is learning that same way that they were. Are they learning visually? Are they learning hands-on?
Because it changes year to year. Or at least for me it does. I think
Same. I think for a lot of kids, especially as their brain is developing, as they're seeing chemical imbalances, if they have anxiety, if they have ADHD, if they have whatever.
Yeah, I just don't think that you're going to get that in a public setting.
You're not. No, we're not ready as a society. But they have been
Not
talking
here.
about,
Not here.
They have been talking about maybe implementing, and maybe like with this election year coming up, maybe implementing 4-day work weeks, school weeks. What do you think about that?
Weeks?
I mean, both altogether.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I would love that.
I
would love it.
You're right.
I know who's like protesting, like, no, I really want to stick to the 5.
Yeah, I don't.
4 and 3 sound so much better
but
than
then there's
5.
People that also work like 6 days a week, and I'm like,
well, that can be a them.
Prioritize yourself, because at some point you're gonna experience burnout. Like, money is important and everything, but to me, I'm like, your mental health is also important. Like, I can go without this, or they can go without that. Like, that's always been my mindset when it comes to like these things. Like, I mean, not food. Let's just throw that out there. The important things are like as long as my kids have like food and like as long as all the basic needs are met. Mm-hmm. But like just like the little things, like I want the cake pop. Like I don't want to buy a $5 cake pop. Let's go buy a box and eat the whole cake at home for $2 or something.
You can
like that.
Make them so easily
exactly.
too. Like
so,
melt down the icing and dip them in.
If there's a way that it just makes sense, like I don't know. I just don't understand how people are like it's just like with the whole concept of like like the worker bee mentality, or like like you gotta put in the hours to get something out of it. I'm like, if at some point the person you're working for, whether it's your employer or your company, they don't value you enough to like if you want the promotion, they're like, oh well, I have to work really hard these next couple months. Like if they don't already see you as a candidate, they're not going to. Like you putting so much time and effort into someone else's company is not gonna in the long run do something for you.
Yeah, that's
like
a
hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, because I feel like if you don't, something that I had watched, and my like a family member was telling this to me the other day. Like, if you're not making money while you're sleeping, you're never going to be out of debt. You're never going to be financially set. Yeah. Because you're just not going to have that money there. Like, I get that. So unless you're really putting in the hours, like, I'm not saying, like, be lazy. This is not the PSA of don't do it. No. You'll never get there. Like but if you're not, your own, exactly, like, is the burnout going to be worth that extra $50? Right. Or is just saying, like, hey, not now, but later, let's do this. Yeah. Or, like, trying to... Because there is a way to spoil somebody, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Like, if someone's just always expected. It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be just kids. It could be, like, people just expect certain things. They're like, oh, well, this is a lifestyle that I have. Like...
Do you mean in the sense of, like, spoil in the sense of what? Like, work?
Just, like, things. Just things like, oh, I have to work so hard. Like, for example...
Like, you have to work to give.
Yeah. For example, a conversation that I had with somebody was, like, I had left working my job or whatever, and I decided to really figure out what meant to me. I was working, and most of my paycheck was going towards childcare. Right. So that was something for me that felt, and not that she wasn't having a good time or anything like that. Like, she probably was. That's fair. Mm-hmm. But, like, is it really worth working to pay someone else to watch my kid when I'm with other people's kids? Right. That just for me, that didn't make sense. So I was willing to give up that paycheck and give up the time and everything that I got, to myself to have that financial sacrifice. Right. Like, that was just something that meant something to me. So, like, what makes me feel rich in certain things might not be the same for other people. Right. Like, for me, time is really important. And if I'm working, because there are people that work 60 hours a week, and that, I get it, like, bills have to be paid. But if there's things that could be a cutback, like extra subscriptions, or, like, people that, name brand. Like, if half of our stuff is, like, Target brand, like Good and Gather, or the Great Value, whatever, like, paying that extra amount just for the little whatever it is, like, just for the benefit of saying, like, oh, I have AirPods. Like, when I think about it, like, and, like, what the hourly rate is, like, to me, it's like, oh, I just gave, like, for example, like, say you make, $20 an hour or something like that. Mm-hmm. That, to me, felt like I'm only worth $20 for an hour of my time. Yeah. And that was, like, blowing my mind, because I was like, So basically, I have to work, 5-6 hours to make like $100, and then that goes so fast.
Right.
So that was just for me. I'm like, I felt that I was worth more than what I was getting paid. I feel everybody feels that way. That's not what I'm saying. But like,
no, I think I think what you're saying is valid.
That's just like my thoughts. Like, what's your take on that?
Well, no, I was gonna say I think a lot of specifically women in this case that are like they're bringing home the secondary income.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel that they need they're making a choice. I'm either making a secondary income, like I was just talking to a friend about this, who her husband is the breadwinner. He works in sales, and when he has slower years, she'll take on that secondary income, put her kids in daycare more full time, and then she'll be working, and then also paying daycare, and like feeling like her secondary income is going all to daycare. So, and I think a lot of women, a lot of mothers really resonate with that and really feel that, because it's like you're choosing, I either, have the time with my child, or I like bring in those like more luxurious items and then also get to pay for daycare. But then it's like my value now is feeling like it decreases in the workplace. It decreases kind of as a mother almost. Because you're feeling like...
Yeah, because you're feeling like...
I don't get to spend time with my kid.
No, like... And that's the other thing. Like, I know that everyone needs, like, a time and a place. Like, for at least for me, it's like, I love my kid. I really do. But sometimes I'm like, Mama needs a break. Yeah. Like, and that's so valid. Everyone... Dads feel that way. All parents feel that way.
Everybody needs a break.
I'm sure grandparents sometimes probably be like, I've seen you every day this week. Yeah. Like, all
everybody
of that, right?
Needs a
Everyone
chance
needs
to sleep in,
a break, a chance, like a reset, all of that. So for me, working for somebody else where I was putting so much money into someone else, basically essentially raising my kid. Yeah. And the person that she was with, the daycare that she was with before, I love her. Right. I still talk to her. I literally talked to her like a couple days ago. Yeah. Just to like told her happy birthday, all like the nice stuff, right? Right. She had such a key role in my daughter's early years. Right. And for me, it was just like, I'm giving up so much to have something. And it wasn't like it was a career that I wanted. Yeah. And I think that's another thing that like, another, like, topic that I heard, it's like, oh, like, what are you, like, what are you setting, like, the example, right? Right. Oh, like, I can have kids and be a working mom. Oh, like,
that thing I shared last night.
Yeah. I can be a working mom and have kids. I'm like...
Like, showing, like, all the different multifaceted as a woman, like, especially when you have girls. Yeah, because you're like, I don't want to ever just show you that there's one option. I want to show you that as a woman,
you can do anything.
So many, especially even as like, you grow.
Yeah, but at the same time, and I've seen so many things. Social media really just...
It really makes you think. I might like
Thank you.
It's too hard in here.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe. I love oven pizza.
This is so great. Me too.
So great.
I saw it on the counter. I was like, oh.
Wow, that
my bear, how are you?
Okay, well... I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we just had pizza for the past, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We were really hungry, more than we realized. It's, the middle of the day, so.
Does anyone ever just also leave, just, the last bite, because you're like, maybe?
That's kind of crazy to me.
I'll be done, but also, no?
No. The last bite is, I just gotta eat it. Sometimes, even if I'm too full, I'll eat the last bite.
No, mine's,
But I grew up poor.
Maybe it's for me just feeling like... I'm gonna be hungry for just a little snack in 10 minutes, so that's when I'll finish it. Oh. So you can look at the timestamp later and see.
My kids are like that left. Too. They'll have and I'm like, you gonna finish that? They're like, maybe later, and I'm like, wow, what a
I'm not saying I'm gonna leave it there for an hour and a half while we film.
I mean, I wouldn't judge
no
you.
Free toes.
No free toes. No free dogs.
No, these dogs ain't free. Okay.
Well. Shannon has an announcement for you guys.
Oh, we're talking about... Okay, so... I thought we were going to smoothly go into it. So...
It felt smooth.
We were just talking about, working for ourselves and stuff like that. So, we started this just by,
baby.
the two of us. Yeah.
Our child.
Yeah, we started talking about this just because we were like, oh, we hated working for other people. We've worked together before. Yeah. She asked, half as, I thought a joke, and she was like, we should do a podcast on there.
Yeah, we're doing so many voice memos. You want to do a podcast?
Yeah, I was like, fine, might as well. And that's how we got here. And then You know, I've always said, like, I want to leave stuff for, like, my family and stuff like that. Like, I've always wanted to work for myself. Mm-hmm. Some of you that know me personally, I can be a very boho-y kind of person.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel
like you give off that vibe, even on the pod.
Or, like, just exhausted and...
exhausted. Just a tired ADHD girly.
Just a tired girly. A thrifty girly, right?
Thrifty girly.
Just wearing stuff that you give me. Or other friends give me.
Thrifting from my basement.
Yeah, right? Like, this looks good. We'll take this. So I've actually started my own brand business company, and it's called Sunny Soul Life.
Wow! So, everybody add in a clap.
Woo! If you know, my personal Instagram is Sunny Soul Mama. So this is just something I've actually been working on, but, like, stopped, like, 3 different times in the last...
This seed has been planted for a minute. Yeah,
probably, like, a year and a half. And
I'm so proud.
So, if anyone is interested, we will put the link at the bottom in our stuff. And then, I haven't decided what it is, but I'll put in a coupon code for whoever wants to. We have a Mother's Day collection that's out right now. Hopefully it'll have more when this airs. Yeah. This is all still pretty new, but this has only been live for like a couple weeks. I did post it on both of my Instagrams. Also, if you're following my personal Instagram and then you're following the pod Instagram, also follow the Sunny Soul Life Instagram.
Yeah, head over and follow.
There's not a lot on there, but she's working on it.
Yeah, it's growing.
Because this is a passion project. That is also a passion project, so we got a lot of love to give, but not a lot of passion. But not a lot of time. So we're working on it, and that's just something that we're working on. And like we got a lot of like springy stuff and beach stuff coming soon.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, you guys, the collection is so cute. The colors and everything that's on the website, Shannon has like handpicked herself. Yeah, so it's not just mindless.
Yeah. I've definitely got to pick everything. That was the other thing that I'm like, I wanted to find things that, for the most part, reflect me, but also, like, it just made me think in a new way. I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily wear 110% of the stuff that's on there, but I know that, like, I know my friends, and I know other people, and I'm like, oh, this would look good for blah, 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 or this would look good for so-and-so.
Yeah.
And, like, also, it's just a really nice mix of, like, gosh, what is the word? Okay.
I'm listening.
Trappy stick. Are you telling me I need chapstick?
No, my lips are just so dry. Just allergies. I'm like,
now I'm insecure.
Your lips are gorgeous.
Thanks. Now I'm insecure. It's fine. Just some of the things that like are on there is just like has been picked by me or like my team.
My team. Yeah. You're like, Caroline, do you love this? I love it.
Yeah. And it's just been really fun. It's definitely growing. We want to add more stuff for, like, kids and other stuff. But, like, this is all just so new and stuff. And it's only been, you know, like, live for a couple of weeks. Yeah. And just trying to get, like, some feedback. So even if you guys don't buy anything, just send some feedback on things. Yeah. Also, like, this is how, like, you grow as a business and you learn. Like, if you're like, oh, I want to see more neutrals or, oh, I want to see more pants or, like, shorts or, like, I want more this or, like, whatever. So it's also pretty early. So if you see something and like it, I can't guarantee it'll still be on there in a couple of days or a couple of weeks because inventory and stock goes fast.
It really does.
Yeah, because like you're competing with a lot of other people and other brands and other businesses as well. Yeah, exactly. So like people are constantly like out buying you and like other stuff, and you're like, ugh.
Especially when you're like an online boutique.
Yeah. It's definitely, definitely a lot. But it's been really fun. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, and I feel like both of us kind of have this way sometimes where we make things like maybe seem a little bit like easier than they actually are.
Sure, because I'm not going to tell you that I've been trying to work on this for 3 years, but
yeah, like we've been like, I feel like sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, they just threw this on a website and they just like threw like blood, sweat, and tears have gone into anything.
A lot of tears.
Like this, I mean, this room was built from the ground up, you know, and like all this stuff that we're working on, it seems like we went from a place where it's like, yeah, it's hard to work for someone, but it's also hard to work for yourself.
But it's easy. I feel like it can be easier in some ways because it's like the creative scale that, like, you know, working for yourself or working with, you know, like family or like friends, that makes it easier. Yeah. But what makes it harder is like all the time that you have that isn't putting back into yourself, your brand, your business, your whatever, you have to really fucking give yourself that time. Like, also, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's the same way that you want to, like, feel if you worked for someone else. It doesn't matter if the world is falling apart behind you, because behind the scenes, you guys really don't know what our lives are like. No, I mean, unless you're, like, our personal friends. Yeah. And, like, we let you in, and you know, like, what's going on. There's so much that happens in a week that I'm, like booked, busy, and bonkers. At this point, it's bonkers. Because I'm like, is that real?
We've gone to bonkers.
Yeah. So I'm like, is that real? And I'm like, did that just happen? Like, I mean, you know, kids get sick and pets get sick and it's just like
sleep. And the more that these things happen and the more our schedules fill up, the less sleep that we get.
And because we're working for ourselves, no one's paying us. Like, we don't get an hourly anything. Yeah, no. It's whatever you put in is whatever you're gonna get back. So if we say, oh, we're not filming this week, or oh, we're not doing this week, I mean, not that we really get paid by anybody else,
but it's still a hit because it's a hit of content, it's a hit of creativity. It's like a pause where it's like, okay, now I gotta cut, like I now have to spend like 3 hours cutting clips to keep us going all the way until the following week. Like
so like it's a labor of love for sure. 100%. And it's like what may look like, look what I thought of, or like look what I can do. It's, we want you to still have, like, for anyone that's thinking about doing something or having their own business, do it. Like, please. 100% commit to it, do it. Invest in your friends and their businesses and their things and their companies. And even if you don't give a fucking dollar to any of your friends that are signing up, having new businesses, whatever new adventure that they're going on for themselves and their life or whatever, be supportive. It takes $0 to repost their stuff. $0 to send them a text, good job. It takes $0, zero effort to tell someone, I love what you're doing. Right. There you go.
Yeah. That could have been they could have been about to delete their website, and you say, "Wow, that you crushed it today," and they're like, "Whoa."
Like, that was.
You pulled my finger away from the exit button.
Exactly. Like, and you never know, like, what people are going through and like how really difficult this is, or how much this really means to them, because having the financial freedom is, like we talked about earlier, it's like why we wanted to work for ourselves is that, you know, what's going to make us rich in life, or like, I guess, like, everyone has their different opinion of rich. Right. But what makes me feel rich is the time that I spend with my family. I would rather take that pay cut and be home with my kid. Right. I'd rather not be paying someone else to watch my kid. Me too. Which makes it a lot harder to get things done. And it doesn't mean
we're not judging anybody that wants to work and needs that adult time. Like, we just feel very similar in that aspect, that we want to be home with our kids.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Don't get me wrong. I'll lose it sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't get overstimulated just because you want to be home.
And it doesn't mean, it's just, what would I rather do? Would I rather, this year, for example, would I rather go, on vacation? Right. Somewhere super tropical and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Or, would it be nice that I get to be home this summer with my daughter and we get to do day trips, and, her dad, he works and everything, and I'm grateful for that, and that I have this time and this space and the opportunity to do these things. But, like, we do go without things, which is what makes sense. Like, the time to me is so much more important than being like, oh, well, I just spent $600 at, or I have this brand new purse.
Yeah. I love that for you, but it's not our journey.
It's not the same for everybody. Yeah. Like, what's, like, people like for, what's the word? Some people really enjoy the materialistic and the monetary value that things hold. Yeah. And that's fine. Totally fine. Yeah. I love that for you. I love that for them, whoever it may be. Yeah. But for me, I've never been like that. And that's not saying one person's better than the other. It's just, I don't know. I see it all over. That's like, they're at the store and they're like buying their kids, like going to Target and buying my kids new clothes. And then it's like, while I'm wearing the same $3 leggings from Walmart I got 6 years ago. Those are the things that makes my heart happy, my heart full, is like doing those things like with my family and stuff. Yeah. So like the only way I thought that I'd ever be able to spend that time is if I'm doing something for myself. And like I said, my partner's working and he works all day, and I appreciate him and how much he has to work so that I can have the space to do what I want to do right now, which is start my own business, work with you, and do all those things that I'm so grateful that, you know, some people would be like, wow, like, how do you do it? Like, I just could never give up all those things.
Yeah,
like,
I've gotten that.
I don't know. Like, I don't need those things. Like, how can you just deal with not having all these different things? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm happy with
And I feel like I go in, like, waves. Like, my whole life, I mean, growing up, like, having, like, a well-off parent and then having, like, a lower-income parent, I feel like I've always gone in waves for sure. Because, like, I have, like, sometimes I get gifts of, like, really nice items that, like, I love. And, like, I'm definitely, I wouldn't say I'm, like, a sneakerhead, but I'm, like, a shoehead where I love, like, I love shoes. And, like, when I was, like, a broke teenager, I worked at Journeys. Like, I did that to,
you
like...
did what you like.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I feel now. Like, I really enjoy, like... I mean, I am the kind of person, like, I can only work in a space where I feel like I'm getting something back. Like, it needs to feed my soul, especially creatively. I mean, in my job that just recently ended, that just, like, closed, like, after 10 years, like, I was, like, my creativity was just, like, nothing.
Shocked.
Yeah, it was just, like,
it was just burnt out.
Yeah, and I that's when I reached out to Shannon, and I was like, hey, do you want to do something crazy?
Yeah.
like,
and, what are you doing?
Yeah, but sometimes you just need that one friend. Because, like, literally just Shannon believing in me has gotten me to, like, so many other friends, like, believing in themselves and, like, taking that from us and believing in themselves. Like, I mean, like, shout out to Lexi. Like, she's starting her own passion project. Like, we are all, like inspiring each other.
Yeah.
And, yeah, right now it sucks and we're, like, lower funds or whatever, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be like that forever.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully we'll be like fucking like having some kind of fun materialism moments eventually in the future.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
But and that's the other thing that people are like, I mean, this is not knocking anybody at all, but like the people that are like, I went to Disney for the 6th time, I'm like,
yeah, no.
We're going camping. And that's
what that's like your guys'
That's
loves,
what we like to do. Like, we have also decided, or, like, just discussed with our daughter, like, what she wanted to do really for her birthday.
Yeah.
And hopefully I tell everybody before this launches. We just gave her we asked I asked my daughter what she wanted for her birthday, and it was either, we said that she wanted a birthday, but, like have a big party, or does she want to go somewhere?
Yeah.
Or does she want to do something? And, I know she's young, and it's, the option is, like, I know that birthday parties are all about experiences, but at the same time, we're paying for a bunch of other people's experiences.
Right.
And she doesn't, like,
and some
really
kids aren't
care.
birthday party kids.
She also really does not like when you sing to her happy birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
They say you can tell a lot about a person by how they feel about
she loves attention, but that one ain't it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's a hello.
No, I told my kid, I was like, yeah, like, because, well, you guys and then our other friends, their kid doesn't want a birthday party, and my kid was shocked. She loves a birthday party. Yeah. She loves all the things and the treats and the doing it for everybody else, but her brain was just like, some people don't. And I'm like, yeah, some people want an experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were like, what would she like more? And so we asked her, we're like, do you want to do this? Or, this really ridiculous big party? Yeah. And the other thing is, like, we didn't even ask her if she wanted a party. We just assumed. So we just started planning one. And then it's just so expensive to have a birthday party these days. And half the stuff she's not going to eat. Yeah. She's not going to care about. Yeah. She's so young. And there's just so many things that she would much rather experience that I'm like, well, maybe we'll just do, maybe we'll just push it back. Also because we didn't really ask her, so we didn't plan very well.
Well, because, the age, too. You're like, you don't really think much of it. So we're like,
oh, like, do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And then she's just like, I keep asking her if she wants to do, like, a party. And she was like, I want to go to a party. I'm like, yours.
Would you like to go to your party?
Yeah. And then she's like, sure. And, like, starts getting ready to go. And I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's not hidden for you already. So I think that our plan is that we're going to at least push her back just to give her an opportunity to figure it out. Because also when I try to plan anything, we've changed it to like 5 or 6 different games and parties. Mm-hmm. And I know it's like some point, it's like, at some point you just got to decide for them. I'm like, but why do I have to yet?
Yeah.
Like, technically she has the whole year to decide on what she wants to do for her birthday this year.
It's so true.
So whatever. If she wants to do something else themed at the end of the year for Christmas,
right.
Still technically it's the year of her birthday. She has one every year and she can decide when it is. And if she's not ready for it yet, so be it. So everybody that's in that Facebook group, I gotta let them know. I'll probably have to do that today.
No, I totally relate though, because like having a child that has a birthday so close to Christmas, I don't think I'll be throwing him a birthday party again, because man, that was
terrifying. I mean, I was just like
well, like so many, and like anybody that listened, so many people canceled, and like I love you guys. If you canceled, it's fine. But it's like very disheartening when you like buy the 24 packs of literally everything.
You're like
and it's like getting up there in cost, and then like you just want to watch your baby like have a good time with all of their buds,
and that's
then
the other
everybody
thing,
cancels.
because her birthday is like always around,
Mother's Day?
Memorial Day, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is the one that's in May. May, Memorial Day, right? Yes, Labor Day is in September.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for learning the month with me. And then a lot of graduations are in May as well. Mm-hmm. So, like, not that she's graduating. She's
and, like, life happens, things come up. But still,
exactly,
it's
and
like,
a lot of people, so, like, it's either we do it, literally, the party's supposed to be on her actual birthday.
Right.
Or we do it the week after, which is Mother's Day weekend, or the weekend after.
Yeah. Or you guys just have an experience, get a birthday cake, have a fun time.
Or at some point we can just have, like, we can reschedule and just have people come over to our house. We literally have all the things. Also, this is not a knock towards anybody that works for any of the...
We're just throwing shade.
...park systems or anything. It is so ridiculous that I literally have to pay for the pavilion.
Oh my gosh.
We wanted to do it at a park.
Yeah.
Pay for the pavilion. Fine, fair, granted. Put it back into the park system. I'm sure it's not. For them to reinvest in the whatever it is.
I freaking wish.
And then I have to literally fill out special request forms. Party decorations. Piñata. I cannot take a moon bounce. I have to pay someone else for the moon bounce. I was like, well, can I just pay to get the license and put my own moon bounce? Mm-hmm. No. I was like, okay, what if I have my own generator for it?
Yeah.
Still no. Like, okay, I'm like, what if we want to do, like, party games?
Yeah.
I have to submit a request for that.
Ugh.
And also, fun fact, there's also, at the same park, the whole town or, like, the little sub-area that I live in is having literally blankety-blank spring parade. A festival at the park. So I'm like, I have to compete, and they're having, guess what they're having? Moon bounces and food trucks, which none of them could come. They have vendors, which none of the ones that we wanted could come. Yeah. Because they're already going to be there. And I'm like, so basically, I'm trying to compete her birthday party with this fun festival that's paid for by the county, and it's huge and ginormous, and I'm over here like, personally financing. Yeah.
Maybe take her to the event on her birthday and then take her camping the following weekend, just
whatever the heck she wants to do. Honestly, at this point,
because then you don't have to pay for it.
Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna just ask her. I'm like, "What do you want to do?" Knowing her, she'd be like, "Target." I'm like,
literally, okay, happy birthday.
Okay, cool. You could just have the whole. Target.
Honestly, the 1 through I feel like 5 is when it really starts to like click in.
But that's the other thing is like, I just don't think it makes any sense because like we were also like looking at like local petting zoos. Right. That was literally for 30 people to go. Mm-hmm. So, and also anyone over the age of 2 is considered a person. So I love all of my daughter's friends, family and everything, but like don't drop off your small child with me and think that I can also handle that. To not...
Oh, that's crazy
to
drop off.
Right? So
drop off age is like 3rd grade and up, like respectfully.
That's still a maybe.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing, that it says that 2 and up is considered a person for the party. So you can only bring 30 people to this like local petting zoo.
2 is not a person.
It was almost if it's free to go to Disney at 2, it should be free to go to the damn petting zoo.
Like aimless little gremlins. They don't know what they're doing.
The person that's getting the experience is the parents and Instagram. Yes. Okay? Other than that, it pisses me off.
Literally.
Anyway, it was like $400, $40. I will fucking
$40.
wish. It was like over $400 fucking dollars, and that was for like an hour and a half party.
Crazy.
And I still had to bring my own shit. And the other thing is that for every additional person was $10 a person. Whoa. So God forbid, like, you know, for you, I obviously want to invite you and then your 2 kids. I have
multiple kids.
Family members that have 5 kids.
Right.
And then the other sets of cousins have like 3 and 3. I'm like, well, there we go. Maxed it out there just in family. I'm like, that doesn't even include me or my family or the birthday girl. Like, what are we doing? Like,
literally.
And then even like, you know, like the House of Mouse or whatever, Chuck E. Cheese.
Ugh. That place gives me the ick.
No.
It always
it's actually funny because my daughter loves the games and stuff there. Hates the mouse.
Oh, I think he's retired now. The animatronics?
No, it's the actual costume.
Oh, like now he comes.
Yeah. She saw him when we went to another person's birthday and went,
she go, I don't want it.
No, she just screamed and booked it to the door. Yeah. And I'm like, and that's a little bit more doable in price. I mean, it's still probably around the same, and you get a lot of more things added on. Yeah. But I'm like, am I making this experience for her to have other people so she can, like, have a good time? Yeah. Because it sounds more traumatic for her than it is just to be like, oh, let's go do this. Plus, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I honestly could not tell you what I did for my first through until I think my 5th birthday party was like Pokemon.
Dude, I can't even freaking remember any of my birthdays, and that could just be ADHD. But literally. I'm like, the last birthday party I remember was like probably like sophomore year of high school, and I had a pool growing up, so I just every party I had, I just knew. Yeah. Inviting kids from school, I got cake, pizza, and a pool and a playground. Mm-hmm. It was already at my house, and I had a decent driveway that I could park there.
Yeah. My kid was like, oh, like, let's, like, take all of, like, the school friends to the trampoline park. And I'm like...
You got a trampoline park, Brandon?
I'm like, are you crazy, girl? I was like, we can take your 2 best friends to the trampoline park. But, like, these kids, I don't know. I just, like, you guys don't rate that. Like, unless they're, like, best buds. Like, why are we taking strangers to, like, an event?
And that's the other thing with public schools. I feel like, not to be whatever, but, like... If you're in a class, because at least in this area, there's like 25 plus kids in a class. Yeah. If you're going to invite anyone in the class, you're expected to invite the entire class.
That's the rule now. You can't even hand out invitations unless it's to the whole class.
So my assumption is, so the teacher, well, I guess that's not the teacher's job to pay for it, but then the county, if you want to make these rules about who can come to my kid's birthday party, then you better help fund it.
Yeah, literally.
Because guess what? They're not. Because the schools themselves don't have the funding. Yeah. They're not funding my daughter's birthday party.
It is weird. Like, why do we feel like, why as kids do we feel like I need to invite my entire class?
Yeah. It's like the participation.
Nobody else feels like, you don't feel like that, even going into middle school, high school. But for some reason, K through 5th, you feel like, I need to invite all 25 of these people. Like, what is that?
Like, I mean, we still, like, the point for the birthday party was to invite the kids from our daycare. Yeah. But there was 5 kids.
And they're, like, friends. And, like, it's a tight unit. But, like, 25?
Yeah, like, that's cool. You could be friends with, like, 5. Well, I guess it would be 5 including her. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
What is the tax bracket in which that they deem that you can fund the 25 kids in your class, the minimum of, like, your own family and friends and extended family, or, like, close friends and family, because you can't invite 25 strangers, but then not invite, like, your kids' cousins and stuff like that, right?
Well, and we did it last year, and it was...
a zoo.
Insane. And, like, you know, because you guys are like, oh, you're complaining about it, but it's never happened. Oh, no, it happened. It happened last year. And it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing even for my kid. It was like there was so much happening. And like I said, like the age,
it
like
takes
half
away
dropped
from
off,
it.
Half stayed. So there's just like at the back of my yard, there's just like 15 parents just standing back there talking. I've never met them in my life. No. And they weren't like talking to me. And I was just like, wow, this is the most awkward thing of my entire adult life.
Maybe this is just me. I
don't think it is.
But, no. My daughter's first birthday, right? This was a while ago. Not a while ago, but enough, right?
A few years ago.
Yeah. So her first birthday, you want it to be magical, special. Well, first of all, we had it scheduled at a park.
Right.
Got a call. Literally, the party was starting at noon. Let me talk to this trauma. Let me work through this trauma with you guys.
This whole last 20 minutes rant.
Whatever. Just come along with me.
Yes.
Her birthday party was supposed to be at this huge park. It was actually at a building that I had rented. Not only a park pavilion, but I double booked that hoe, and I paid for one of the buildings at the park. So we had a pavilion and the building just in case it rained. It was her first birthday. You want to do that for the first
there, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I paid for 2 separate places at the same park. Right. That was stupid of me, looking back on it. I did end up getting my money back because it makes sense at the end of the story. But I get a call an hour before. Hey, letting you know the park is flooded. It's completely closed. It's underwater. Hello? The building is not underwater. Like, no, it's like literally so badly flooded. Oh my God. You can't even go anywhere to park. I'm like,
hello?
I literally have to call my in-laws and I say, hi, what are you guys doing today? Unfortunately, that day was also my father-in-law's birthday. So I felt bad because I was like, what are you doing on your birthday? You want to host about 200 fucking people?
Something about that first birthday, it really, like, you're in that postpartum era, and you're just like, everyone loved my baby.
That's the other thing that I'm like, I just wanted to be celebrated and loved by everybody. And I'm like,
it is a big birthday, for sure.
It is.
Yeah. More for the mother than
But
the
at
baby.
the same time, I'm like, I literally sobbed at the end of the party, too. That I'm like, I was like, I literally missed everything.
Oh, that's
I was like, I didn't get to, I mean, we were saying happy birthday, and my partner's not even next to us, and he's like, and like running over to like get to us while they're singing, because there's like randomly someone started singing happy birthday. It was a family member. I can't remember which one it was.
So annoying.
Someone just started singing. I was like, are we even ready? Like, okay.
They're like, I'm ready to get out
Yeah,
of here.
like I'm ready for all these people to go. So it's like panicking. So we ended up having to move it at their house, which was fine. They were super like we were super grateful and everything about that. But damn, everything just felt like. Have you seen that? We'll put it right here. It's like the dog sitting in the fire. It's like it's fine. It's fine.
Everything's
fine. That
fine.
was literally the whole day, and I was like, and I felt bad because this was at someone else's house, so I was trying to protect their house. We had a moon bounce in the living room. We had another like a
ball pit.
Yeah, but instead of it being all balls, we had giant a bunch of mini balloons.
Oh right.
And that was in their screened-in porch. And then in the hallway we had this giant. It was like a rainbow archway that just took up so much of their kitchen, and it was so unneeded, but it would have made sense there. Yeah. And then like just probably about like 600 fucking balloons. Yeah. I mean, not really, but like it was. My brain hurts thinking about it. Like, I could just break down and cry right now because it was so traumatizing. I'm so grateful and so thankful for everybody that showed up.
Right.
But, like, I felt that day that I was going through the motions. I wasn't able to take it all in.
Of course.
And then she doesn't remember.
No.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, no.
I do, because I will be personally traumatized.
Forever.
And then we had, like, food catered because they called us and they were like, oh, just so you know, like, you can't change it. I'm like, well, good luck going to the park because it's underwater. Like, you're going to literally just be sitting there. Yeah. Like, they have the whole road next to it closed. They're like, well, where do you want us to take it? And I'm like, to a different address? And they're like, where are you going to have to pay extra? And I was like, at this point, my sanity is priceless. So whatever it is, I'll pay for it at this point. So those are my frugal moments, I guess. I'll pay for sanity. Yeah. But it's just like, those are the experiences that take away from being like, maybe we'll do better experiences. Because who's going to have a better time? She doesn't have to plan any of this. Well, her input is so low and so minimal, she doesn't really care either. Yeah. She just wants to see some of her friends and some of her family. And guess what? We can just do that over the summer. Just randomly have people over. Yeah. Or randomly just do, okay, here's like a group of people. Like your daycare kids can come over and play. And we'll set up a play day. And then we'll do like family come over and do a cookout. And we'll just do like little things like.
Yeah, it makes way more sense to me.
Also,
honestly.
I'm not going to feel like. There was just so many different groups of friends because we have friends that came to the party that didn't have kids, so they're just kind of standing around.
And you never get to entertain everyone that you want to entertain.
No, and I felt bad because I had friends that drove 3.5 hours, and I'm like, hi, nice to see you. Like, I gotta go now. And do this next event. And I'm like, it sounds like I was really traumatized. Sorry, everybody.
No, your feelings are valid here at Just ADHD Girlies.
So it's just like, those are the little things that make me feel like maybe we'll do something else.
Yeah. Well, and it's unfortunate because you have to experience that to know. Because if your parents would have been like, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen," you'd be like, "It's fine. I want to do it how I'm as a parent."
Yeah. And last year we
did
a park pavilion too, and it was fine because I literally stalked the weather.
It was so windy that day.
So it was really windy, and I'm like.
So
also,
cold.
The other thing is that I think we are also thinking about. The other thing is that the weather right now is so like. One day it's 80, the next day it's 42, and I'm like, how the fuck do I plan and dress for that?
And it's raining on, off, off
Exactly.
all day.
So maybe if I can push it back later in the summer, it'll definitely be warm.
Yeah.
And we can just plan around that.
Yeah. You can even do like I mean, as we get closer to the summer too, you can even do like a lake day. Like where
that's the other thing.
Go to the lake.
Well, that's the other thing. You have to fucking plan and pay that out and everything.
See, that's what kills me. I'm like, why can't I just have my friends come to the park?
No, everyone's gotta pay for it. It's fine. There's a price to pay, and you're paying.
That's what
there's a price to pay for
everything.
I'll be paying
entry.
Okay. No worries, I just fell out of the chair. Or into the chair. Life just be really getting to you sometimes. So come on. I can't even edit any of this out. I have to tell everybody about the party. We're just not really sure because like everything just feels so rushed right now, and that's the other thing because the weather looks so wonkety doodle.
Yeah,
like we can't do anything.
So. I think honestly, like you needed to get this out.
Yeah, I know. So in case people just watch this, they'll just be like, "Oh, cool, Shannon never updated this." Also, I don't know. I just think it's so crazy because I'm like, why is everything gotta be so?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So.
No, honestly, like birthday parties are really like way more challenging than I expected for parenting because it's so much on general. Yeah, it's
like
so
I said
on
that I was
you.
gonna do this year because it'll be my 30th birthday this year.
30th.
I'm 13 going on 30. I was
That'd
like,
be a cute theme.
Aw, I'm not doing a party for myself. I literally was so excited last year. We had talked about it and I was like, oh yeah, I want to do like a huge like throwback like a Y2K.
Oh yeah.
Like block party with like literally like go all out. Like everyone wears like early like 2000s clothes. Like I'm thinking like Britney Spears, like all out, right?
Yeah.
No. No. And my mom's like, do you want to take a trip? And I was like, anywhere.
Hell yes.
Anywhere.
Hell yes, brother.
And that's the other thing, I would just rather experience it. Like, sure, like having a birthday party like would be fun.
Yeah.
If anyone ever wants to throw me a surprise birthday party, that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, someone else take the stress off of me because throwing my own party sounds too stressful. And because she's so little and doesn't understand.
Right.
And it's great because partner's birthday is so close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Literally, they're like a day apart.
Yeah, they're like
right? They're literally a day or two apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Blue's birthday was on his
2 days apart. Yeah.
Yeah, because his birthday this year was on his birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Literally.
Have a good time. I'll enjoy it. Alone.
Yeah.
Love that. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, sorry, we don't do parties here. You get Christmas.
Yeah, literally.
You get Christmases.
Ever since I've been divorced, I do love a themed birthday party. Like it was like I got divorced.
I love going to your themed birthday parties. I just don't want to make it myself.
I'm that Leo. I'm the July Leo that loves a themed birthday. Just August Leo.
I love themed birthday parties.
Yeah.
Attending.
Yeah, attending. Well, I love to throw them just because I love a dress-up moment. I love to watch every day. And I also am like, you have to dress up or I won't let you in. And they're like, you're joking, right? And I'm like...
No. No.
I'm not joking.
No. Ask me about... And she'll make you do it.
Yes. And if you don't dress up, I will have accessories ready for you to wear.
Yeah, so you're gonna be included whether you want to or not. You're gonna look the part.
Yeah, literally. But I love this. But I didn't get that like in my past relationship. I got like literally like, oh, let's go get lunch.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I went to Five Below and got you a basket of things.
Got you a basket of shit.
Literally one time, our friend, our male friend, told him to go to Five Below and at least pick out like a few things. And so it was still like, it wasn't even him.
You're like, okay. I feel like I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Weird.
You know? But it's just like, so now
he's a girl's girl. At least he tried.
He is a girl's girl. He is a girl's girl. But now it seems really important. It's like almost a part of my like healing journey to like
laugh
throw
about it.
to laugh about it. Oh, yeah, and to throw myself a birthday party.
Yeah.
Like my 25th birthday party was a surprise birthday party, and it was a surprise like girly sleepover, and it was thrown by my mom and my now partner. And it was Moulin Rouge themed, and it was so fun. But I don't think you and the other couldn't make it for some reason. I can't remember.
I don't think I was invited.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah,
rude.
But the one friend that we're not friends with anymore, she was kind of like a hater of my other like close friends. Like it was like hard for her to accept that I had other.
Oh, I'm like
close.
Trying to
You're like who?
I'm like trying to think.
Like sign language.
Can you do the notes for me? Oh, that's not even who I thought it was.
Never mind, because I have a lot of haters.
I was just thinking. I was thinking. I was like, yeah, they suck. Maybe.
Oh, I did want to go back to Lexi's her passion project. So sorry, let me start again. I did want to go back to Lexi's passion project. She has started this amazing project called Echo of Letters, where you can write in anonymously, like kind of honestly anything that you're going through, whether it be like a milestone, good, bad, maybe like something that you've been like holding on to, something that you just like got to get off your chest. You can write in completely anonymously, or you can write in like yourself and she can share it. She's still thinking of like ways that she wants to share it, whether it be like through like visual art or like spoken. But if you want to send in poetry, anything that you want to share, like, yeah. So go check out Echo of Letters. Her website should be up soon. It looks like chef's kiss. And I am a producer on that. That's kind of the realm that I'm like going into, production. Oh, and shout out also to me. I got accepted into college for production. But yeah, so that's just kind of like the route that's just kind of like coming to me right now. So I'm just kind of going with it. Like
the creative energy.
Yeah, the creative energy is just coming, and people ask for my help, and I do it.
I love that.
It's kind of just the way that I've always been. So
I love that for you.
Hopefully one day I'll make some money from doing it. I think we'll cut today. Yeah. And thank you guys so much for coming back to another episode of Just ADHD Girlies. We love you guys so much. Good morning, good evening, good night.
Goodbye.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.